All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. All right, y'all. What about it? What about it? What about it? LSU takes game one against Tennessee, 5-2. Thanks to everybody who jumped aboard last night for the immediate live reaction show. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. Please smash that like button on YouTube. Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Let's run through it. We'll get to some questions, comments, talk about game two. LSU, great outing by Paul Skenes again. 7 innings pitched again. 12 strikeouts again. Just 1 run allowed again. And, unfortunately, the run that scored was the product of well, it certainly wasn't ruled an error, but, it was a tough ball for Thompson ranging to his right, followed by another base hit. Skenes was awesome. I mean, he continues to be awesome. 107 pitches. If you're watching on ESPNU, Neil and Peterson and Ben McDonald were talking about the velocity, and not just touching that velocity, but consistently sitting at that velocity. The amount of times he had 100 miles an hour, there were only 3 pitchers in Major League Baseball that did it last year in a game. He just continues to impress and to be incredible. Best pitcher in college baseball. Jordan Thompson, of course, had the big moment as well for LSU offensively. Gavin Dugas had the first one. After Tennessee took the lead in the 5th on the run, Gavin came back and literally hit one out of sight to take a 2-1 lead. And then in the 8th, Skenes finished the 7th. Ackenhausen came out for the 8th and just clearly wasn't right. He left mid-count. They brought in Edwards. And Edwards, on his first pitch, on a 3-2 pitch, he had to throw it over the plate. Guy roped one to center, and just like that, Tennessee had tied it up, and Skenes wouldn't factor in the decision. But bottom of the 8th, with 2 outs, LSU mounted a rally, of course, and Jordan Thompson came up with the bases clearing double, and that would be all the scoring. So 5-2, LSU gets the win. Nice night for Gavin Dugas, who was 2 for 3. The disappointing thing is you had so many options against Chase Dolander to break through, including in the first inning where Gavin Dugas led off the game with a double, and Trey Morgan walked. I mean, you had your opportunities against Dolander, and you just couldn't break through. Every time you'd kind of have him wobbled, he'd wiggle off the hook. But LSU hit the ball hard against him. There was only LSU struck out 4 times the entire game. Dolander only had 3 strikeouts, and Halverson only 1. So I thought LSU's approach at the plate was good. They were patient. They made good contact. They hit a lot of balls hard that just didn't fall, but in the end, it was enough. So the Tigers take game 1, and now you got 2 more opportunities to win 1 game and win the series. And the other big blow for Tennessee was, Vitello went all in with Halverson. So Halverson's there. Look, Tennessee's got a really good bullpen. It's not like they're out of arms. Okay, he's just their best one. And so they went all in with Halverson to try to take game 1. And it was certainly a risk for Vitello because they brought Halverson in down 1-0. But He threw 52 pitches. My assumption is Halverson is going to be done for the weekend. And so it's a big bullet out of the gun for Tennessee. And, they used it without winning. So big opportunity for LSU tonight. Ty Floyd is going to go for LSU tonight. Yeah, another primetime game tonight on the SEC Network, and really a great opportunity for LSU to take this series, and have sort of a free swing on Saturday to try to sweep if you can get this one tonight. So it'll be Floyd against Chase Burns. Burns is really good. He's got 59 strikeouts on the season to just 9 walks. He's maybe even been a touch better this year than Dolander's been. So see if the Tigers can go out and get it. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Bob Poole, Brian Arsenault. I can't wait for episode 1834, LSU takes series over Vols. Hey, Dad, what's going on? Kelly Snyder, good morning. What an environment. Yeah, how about that? Over 13,000 tickets sold last night for a Thursday night game, and I expect the same tonight. I mean, just, that was a Thursday. And there's people who work, whatever obligations, probably couldn't get there that normally would, but will be there tonight. So you might even have another crowd. Remember, the way that they cram them in there is they'll sell standing room only tickets behind the concourse. So with that really deep concourse, they'll put people, they'll cram people into the box with standing room only seats, and there was certainly a lot of them yesterday. Tip of the cap to the crowd. They did great last night. Chase Pellegrin, good morning. Chris Proctor, saw Crystal Poche 2 days ago. Incredible as always. Great to see Thompson and clutch situation get done. Gritty team. Yeah, remember last year, I'm going to find this audio today, but last year Jay Johnson said, he turned a lot of heads when he said it, but he said, Thompson, if there's one, you had to pick one guy on the team you'd want up in a big spot, it would be Thompson. Turned a lot of heads, but he continues to come up in clutch spots in his career. David Coslin, Tanya Grant, good morning. I've enjoyed being able to catch you live this week while on spring break. Okay. Maybe the elementary school where I work in Alabama will understand next week at Tigers. I love it. Thanks for watching, Tanya. Earl, good morning. Any news on the injury to Nate? Do you see Javen coming back? I'm optimistic on Javen Coleman, but Nate Ackenhausen is a hamstring injury. And we talked about it a little bit last week that he was injured, so I didn't pitch last week. But I think it's just pretty obvious he's either affected by the injury or got crossed up with Milazzo, because they had back-to-back pitches that went to the backstop. And one of them, it was clear they got crossed up where Milazzo was expecting off speed down and in, and was fastball up and away and couldn't get to it. And then the second pitch, Milazzo got a glove on it and couldn't stab it and went to the backstop. So that's ultimately how they scored the run to tie the game. So let's see. Jump here to YouTube. Trivia Carter, good morning. Spurge, what's up? Wendell Norman, Dalton Barnett, Larry Garner, Joey Metke, good morning. Spurge, what do you think of the pitching matchup for tonight's game? So, Chase Burns is really good. All three guys that Tennessee is going to throw this weekend are very similar. They're all righties, all with good strikeout numbers. Burns and Dolander more so than Beam. But Beam, remember, who goes game 3, was the SEC Freshman of the Year last year. Burns has an ERA a touch above 4, but he's got the high strikeout, the low walk. So 59 strikeouts, 9 walks. So another power pitcher from the right side. Not that dissimilar from what you saw last night with Dolander. So I'll be curious to see what Jay does with the lineup. I think it's very clear he wants Jared Jones in the lineup. I've kind of said I'm curious if he goes with lefties. He did start Beloso yesterday. Beloso DH'd, and I'm good having that extra left-handed bat in the lineup. Beloso hit a couple of balls hard, but was 0 for 4. The one key point in the game, obviously, was when they hit Tommy White to start the inning, and then Beloso followed, and they ruled that Beloso was hit by a pitch, and then reviewed it, brought him back, and ended up hitting a pop foul, and they couldn't advance Tommy White after that. So it was an opportunity where it felt like you might be able to break through there. They didn't, but they did ultimately in the 8th. So. And I don't know, I guess, Bert, if you're asking, the matchup, I'm just curious which Ty Floyd shows up, right? I mean, last week Ty Floyd gave up the 2-run homer in the first inning and really settled down and was gutsy, came up with big pitches, which got you through 6. I mean, it was just massive to do that. Because it allowed the offense to get going. It preserved your arms for Game 3, which is how you ultimately came back and won the series against Arkansas, dropping the first game. So, hope Ty Floyd found something, some mojo, some moxie. We always know the stuff is good, but can he be on early? All right, smash that like button if you would. On YouTube, Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Joel Ensminger, good morning. Reed Rule, happy Friday. Any bad day for Tony Vitello is a great day for me. Tim Gotro, good morning. Last time I felt 9 innings of electricity in the box. Game 1 of the 2017 Super Regional. Jason H, good morning. Bad News Birds won again. Yes, Pels won. No Jokic last night for Denver, and the Pels took advantage. So, we talked about the Pels entering these final 6 games of the schedule, and there kind of being a legitimate question of who was going to be playing, who was going to be sitting, because who has what to play for. So Denver sat Jokic last night. The Pels win, and they move up now to the 7th seed. Minnesota lost, and by the way, not sure if you saw it, but Naz Reid broke his hand, and he's out for an extended period of time. So the Pels now leapfrog Minnesota. Pels are tied with Minnesota, the same record, 39-38, but by virtue of the tiebreaker, the Pels are in the 7, Minnesota's in the 8, followed by the Lakers and the Thunder. So Pels 1 game out of the 6th seed, 1 game out of the playoffs, and not having to worry about the play-in. So kind of incredible how this has happened. And whenever you look at, we talked about, though, with all of that log jam, how close you were to being in, but how close you were to being completely out. But the Pels may catch a break here, y'all. I mean, with you play the Clippers at home on Saturday, and you've done very well against the Clippers, and there's no Paul George. And then you're home against Sacramento, who may very well have their seating locked up and may not be playing anybody. Same for Memphis. They may have their seating locked up. That's a home game. Same for the Knicks, also a home game. Then you're at Minnesota, who we just talked about is without Naz Reid. So the Pels have, after winning 5 straight, lost to Golden State, where they blew the 17-point halftime lead, then won last night against Denver. So that's 6 of 7 they've won with 5 to go. And they are going to have a great chance to win all of them, depending on who plays. Shane Danos would win. Rest of the weekend could look like the Vandy series last year. LSU was just overwhelmed Vandy last year, which was bizarre to see, especially on the road. But I'd love to see it. Eric Waterrider, good morning, Matt. Appreciate the post-game stream. Yes, sir. Thanks for jumping aboard. Dalton Barnett, after drinking the night away for my 24th, I'm getting too old for this. At 24? Man, whew. Wait till 34. Wait till 40. Guy Brooks, good morning. Enjoyed your reaction show last night. Second game where Skeens pitched brilliant without a win. Yeah, no decision back-to-back weeks for Skeens, but at least they won the game. as opposed to a week ago where they lost the game, where Skeens was awesome. Brad David, how do you become a Yankee fan when you grew up in Baton Rouge? My dad. Gary Petrie, good morning, great win. Your thoughts on the remaining schedule? Very favorable. Are you talking about Pels or LSU? I mean, the thing for LSU baseball is the great stroke of fortune they got this year with the schedule is they avoid both Florida and Vanderbilt from the East. So, and with the fact that Mississippi State and Ole Miss are poo-poo, and you've already played Arkansas, and you're a game away from winning the Tennessee series, yeah. I know you do get South Carolina, and South Carolina is white hot right now. They beat Mississippi State last night. They're 7-0. They got a great shot to sweep State because State stinks. But yeah. Armstrong grappling. Interested to see Herring warming up once Edwards gave up the hit late in the 8th. Serious trust in the freshman lefty. They wanted a lefty. It was obvious they wanted a lefty. And they were going Herring instead of Cooper. So maybe that's the surprise. But, everything's so analytical now. They know matchups and everything like that. And I like Griffin Herring. Alex Day, what's good, man? Last night was awesome. Let's do it again. Gregory Gordy, Jeff Hawk, what's up, dude? From Oxter Medical in Covington. Happy Friday, go Tigers. Jeff, everything all right? I mean, you can't just sit here and drop that you're at a hospital and leave things hanging like that, bro. Hope all is okay. Text me after the show. Well, your tone sounds good, though. So, Weston Weaver, good morning. Sat behind Musso and his dad last night. Excellent. Did you tell him that you're or did you talk to him? I bet he was lit. Jesse Brown, good morning. Marcus Davenport ended his Saints career with 21.5 sacks, 4 sacks per season. Do you think the Saints are aggressive again this year's draft, move up for a pass rusher? Only if there's one there. I wouldn't be surprised ever if the Saints move up. It's just what they do. They did it last year. They do it a lot. So if there's a player they like and they want to go get him, they'll go get him. But I'd rather them do it for a defensive tackle than an edge. Strong side, good morning. Funny to see Johnson pushing Cruz back to the dugout after Thompson's double in the 8th. Yeah, you don't want to get ejected. You can't leave the part of the new rules. You cannot leave the dugout to celebrate. And we know home runs, but I guess doubles as well, or anything. Brad David, does LSU women's basketball even turn a profit? If not, why does Scott Woodward invest heavily in the sport that makes a little money? They do not turn a profit. They actually lose a lot of money. I need to check the financials, but I think it's certainly north of $2 million, maybe higher than that actually, what they lose. But because you want to win, and what you don't make in ticket or concession sales, maybe generally speaking, you could certainly make in exposure, which is tough to measure. But what's the net value to LSU of having the women play in the Final Four? The exposure being on TV, on Sports Center, having people write about Kim Mulkey and the basketball team, the NIL opportunities, all that sort of stuff. So I think you look at it as an investment like that. Jonathan Martin, Brett DeGrow, what's going on? What was the deal with the outfield crowd throwing things on the field? So that was the student section. So that section of if you're looking at the right field bleachers, the far left section of the right field bleachers is the student section. And when Thompson hit the homer, or not the homer, the 3-run double, my guess is they all just started throwing beers in the air, and some of them made it to the field. So, Shane O'Mac, what's going on? Bailey C. I don't love Rush either. Do you like 311? I love 311. Michael Collins, good morning. Peter Fenner, good morning. I'll be at Hogs tomorrow, per Dolph Kleeman. I will be at Hogs for the Cause today. AFR from Hogs for the Cause today in New Orleans. Looking forward to it. If you're in NOLA, come on out and say hi, man. I'll be at Hogs for the Cause tonight. Should be a great event. really cool fundraiser, and excited to be there for the first time. Michael Collins, where do you think we should keep Trey for the rest of the season? Move him to left first. I think it depends. If you want to get I would like to see Braden Jobert in the lineup because I want another left-handed bat in the lineup. So I would play Jobert in left. Pearson in right, Morgan at first, and I would DH Beloso. So I'd have all the lefties. So Jones would be the odd man out. It doesn't seem like Jay's going to do that because he went with Jones last night. So my assumption is that they'll keep Jones at first, Trey in left, and make a decision about DH. Do you go Beloso or Jobert? Or maybe they will put Jobert in left, Morgan at first, and then Beloso would be the odd man out, and Jones would DH, which is also very possible. Let's see, Ronnie Duga, how's Drew? Good, man, good. Checked out good yesterday at the orthopedist, so they really think that his walking issues lately are neurological. So, with the change in medicine recently, so that's good. That's a good thing because they think that'll wear off, as he becomes accustomed to the medicine. Oh man, really far behind on comments. My apologies. Randy Dab, dude, what's going on, Matt Godwin? Sorry if I missed it. We're going to get LSU Daily next week. We are, Matt. My apologies. I was out Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday I had to rush to Scone and Tea. It was a weird week. It was just a really, really weird week. So, but yes. LSU Daily will be back next week. Jamie Leday, good morning. Brandon Hoyt, how concerned are you having Skeens pitch 100-plus pitches every game? Not concerned at all. I mean, his load management, his prehab has been sensational. You're not seeing any velo dip. If anything, you're seeing it improve. So literally none. Kelly Gross, Hunter Eilers, did you make it to the box? I did not. Blake DeVilliers, wonder why they pulled the catcher. Was just giving him rest. No, they've been doing that a ton, Blake. I mean, they put Milazzo in as a defensive replacement. I think I'm trying to remember if I need to go look back at the box score of the play-by-play, but I think they might have pinch run for Neal, and so when they did that, obviously they had Milazzo coming in. But yeah, I mean, they've made the defensive replacement with Milazzo. I mean, hang on, I'll tell you real quick right now. Oh, 7:57. All right, real quick. Milazzo. So Milazzo has he's played in 24 games this year, and I think he's made 4 starts. So, he's been a defensive replacement 20 times, which, by the way, I told y'all before the season that was going to happen because I knew that's how they were going to plan on using him. Okay, y'all, I'm very sorry, but I got to go. Gail Lindsay, good morning. Dylan Beeson, good morning. Mark Borch, good morning. Steve Crawford, what's good, man? Great to see you there. Michael Thacker, good morning. If you had to give the Golden Spikes and could only give it to Skeens or Cruz, who do you choose? Honestly, Michael, for me, as great as Skeens is, and I'm not downplaying that at all, Cruz being an everyday player, for me, it would be, if I had to vote, it would be Dylan. I think National Pitcher of the Year, that's obviously Skeens is the odds-on favorite there. But for Player of the Year, it's hard not to go with a guy that plays every day and is hitting 540, right? Charlie Cavell, Earl, good morning. Deborah Cowart, Chase Melissa, Nas wouldn't have broken his hand if he stayed at LSU. Jerry DeLucky, what's going on? Darren Reeves, appreciate y'all for being here. My apologies for running abruptly, y'all. I got to go. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing. You need orthopedics, go to Brock. You need a roof, give us a shout at Hudco. Hudco's pinned in the chat. Restored Motions. If you got pain, book a session with Crystal Poche and ProCharge, EV, ProChargeEV.com. Y'all have an awesome day. Really looking forward to AFR today, 3 o'clock from Hogs for the Cause in New Orleans. So we'll see y'all then. Have a great day. Peace.